dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Your name changed again color. Now it's purple. Hello and welcome. So many inside one. Oh yeah, because well, yours is like randomly changing colors.
Thank you for the something.
God damn it, that was what I wanted to do. Let's see what's it say. Alright, good, that updated.
The words do. Hashtag fake news. Fake news. There's that coming in one. Pretty soon. Michigan? Oh, Michigan.
Hi. I'm just listening. Because everyone's in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just getting ready for raid.
Yeah, I'm not quite at that level yet. I'm only 70, so.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
boo.
you're Chris's friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mary? I remember correctly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Nice.
No, you stay down.
I'm so scared of shit and stuff like that. No, I'm actually the most awakened alert I felt all week. I finally had to pay off the work.
No,
Yeah, I
get down.
Oh, I got the R&R I needed. Even though I slept today, we're still in my bed. I got late, so you I didn't plan to go to the gym. This is France. Night. Yeah, peace and flasks are provided, so. Topic, that's it.
Let's see how many people I have to turn on.
Damn, we have to fucking sleep. There you go, Sarah. This is competition.
Oh,
Getting somebody portal down.
Don't worry, Sarah. He won't keep outdoing you in heels. Only on big moms. Because I know what build he has. I have the same one on mine.
this
It's just still
Still no planet codes. I think he's AFK. Still haven't gotten anything from him.
anybody else good to say something?
you never know. It's very
This rogue's trying to rep his ult. He linked me a mythic killed Jaden thing.
Oh, no.
But
In my opinion.
like
Yeah, nice for whatever tune that was. Alright.
yeah, we get it.
He must be sick.
Oh, man. The 884 was Drew.
Dang.
Dang.
Really missed out on something great there. Is Warrior accepting summon?
Oh, shit. Oh! Oh, shit. Man, don't jizz all over yourself. I think we know what he's looking at.
Oh shit, hey, did you see that picture I posted with the person that ordered a pound of mints?
I did see that. They actually ordered them.
That was so funny, man. I mean, it's right in the mints tab, but this guy's like, yeah, here's something that'll blow your mind. I always order the pound of mints. I'm like, I almost died laughing, but I'm like, okay.
You do that to everybody.
Oh, pound
There
of
was
mints,
a
okay.
bee in my room. What the hell's a honeybee doing at
They're
this
for
time
my
of night?
kids, so like, I'm okay.
Wow. That's a great dad. Here, kids.
Here's a pound of mint,
Boys,
boys.
all of them.
What the fuck? Yeah.
They are full of sugar.
This Planicos thing's messing because I don't want to like kick him from the group, but we can't have like somebody AFK. I feel like he deserves some. I don't want to hold everybody up. We need to figure something out. Zach.
Just give me a few minutes to finish leveling and I'll be right back.
I'd be happy to have anybody we can have. Yeah, you know. Especially fans of Elfin League.
I'll admit I don't actually know too much about it, but at one point someone told me I should be her third house guard. Probably because I have bright pink hair, but
I'll do it. Whoa, it's alright, we get it. No way. Now we just need some EPF. Oh, of course. 4 goes right down as super. Never know who
Good.
is being summoned by somebody else. On the same person.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Storming.
Living life on the edge, Zap. I like it. Yeah, it says.
I'm gonna laugh when you fall.
Man,
I will not pull you back up.
nobody's got like Planet Gross or Corey's cell phone number.
It says he's in here now.
What?
My grid shows he's in the part in here with us now. Like he
Oh,
finally
perfect.
accepted the summon. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, right out the door. Beware.
oh, we got bombs.
What the?
I know it was a hunter. I don't know which one.
It was Planet Gross. Planet. I watched his shoot.
Who? No. I know it smells good, but no.
It's not weird. I don't understand.
You think maybe he's been hacked or some shit?
Cat on the keyboard. It's not what I'm worried about.
I'll be right back. Who knows?
So,
Wasn't good. See how the girlfriend is just mad when he plays those stuff?
Uh-huh.
He hasn't said anything to anybody since he's got it.
I whispered and said, "You there?"
Hello? Something's wrong.
Spider here tonight?
Meow.
Then go for
Meow. Sorry, I'm back.
What up, people?
Yes!
What up?
Yes! There it is!
What's up, man?
Oh my god. Okay.
Good
Good.
enough time, you showed up. What the hell?
Dude, I'm here. 10 minutes late, but I'm here.
Alright.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool, dude. We're just happy to have you here. Alright. Oh, Plan wanted me to tell you that that was my younger brother that ran in to try to attack the boss. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure you would spray everything around here, including Boo, who's sniffing out the fan. Do I have to be forced to
Where'd
shut
you
my
go,
fan,
bro?
my window then? Like, what's wrong with you to think that way?
I need some.
That's okay. Too much lapping water and it's making the urge. Yeah, it's water sound.
There's a bee in my room. A honeybee.
Don't kill it, it's a good thing.
It's already under my shoes, nice and flat.
Kill
I'm logging out.
honeybee.
Well, I heard it come through the fan just like that moth did that ain't really living either.
You never kill honeybee. Ever.
It's in my room. It's dead.
You told me it's a honeybee. Don't get it now.
No, I'll kill it and then tell you afterwards again.
No.
Yeah.
Honeybees are rare. We are alive because of honeybees.
Yeah, and killer bees are more common, right?
Huh?
And killer bees are more common?
No. Killer bees are.
Well, you said honeybees were rare.
Honeybees are common.
What the
They would advance storm.
Brian? What are you doing, dude?
Checking out my vape juice.
Bye, homie.
No, because I just mixed the rest of that Homeland green I had with my
What happened?
He went down the hole.
You dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
You raised him and he went down the hole.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was my 8-year-old son on my tool.
I didn't res him. I just saw him go down the hole.
I told you, and it was like, what the hell is going on? Because they wouldn't respond. And then they wouldn't accept summons, and then
Nobody
as soon as they came in here, they just instantly hit boss. And we were like, whoa!
Yeah, I have to like zone out so I can change my spec. He's in like Marksman or no, he's in freaking Beastmaster spec.
Oh boy.
He logs on and goes around flying around looking for things to tame and crap. He goes, "It sent an invite and I just accepted it and then I was here."
Yeah, that's how it works.
Sorry about that. Alright, I'm gonna hearth and switch. I'm right.
Yeah, we're like, something's wrong.
Yeah, we knew something was off.
Yeah.
We didn't know what, but we knew something was off.
Yeah, it's not like the raid a couple weeks ago when you missed the record.
Okay. Good deal. Alright.
Alright, I'll take a summon.
Yeah, of course. You making a point, Mr. Salty?
Where's Zap?
Who, me?
Zap's right here.
There's Zap. What up, Brosa? Donnie, how are you doing? Tell me, what's going on? I haven't talked to you guys in like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, we got BlizzCon. We've been pretty busy.
Yeah, so what's going on with this new X guy? I
You
saw the video, but
Cookies
I
out,
don't know what.
by the way. I put cookies out.
Yeah,
What's
sorry I
the
couldn't
table?
make it out, but I thought last night that way done. I think God did it.
Cauldron out.
It was a month of birthday thing.
Peace out front. Everybody eat and grab your flask.
You buy it for us?
No, he's not here tonight. No, he let me know way ahead of time.
Not you.
No, he didn't leave yet. Ventagado for Jaden. Oh, Bland. Get Corey back in his damn seat. Thank you, sir.
He's coming.
Thank you, sir. All right. Quick recap. You guys know the infusions. We got to the boss. We got pretty close last week, so definitely looking for a kill to move on tonight. Remember your infusions. I'll call out the hammer stacks. And don't grab orbs unless you're comfortable with grabbing orbs. Please, we don't want any bombs in the raid. Remember to jump at 2 or 1 if you're extremely comfortable with the mechanic. We're going to do one final ready check for the pool. Mm-hmm. Sure are.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I was getting food.
Nah, that's alright, dude. I'm just happy you're here.
I'm just you too, bro. You guys been watching that by daylight.
Okay.
I see you.
Alright, everybody's ready? Okay, let's get this show on the road, guys. Gummy, it's on. Well, just remember, light side is going to stack for hammer first. Very important. Don't forget that.
I need some pot.
Hot.
2, 1.
All right, get on your right sides, guys. Get on the right side.
We're going to stack up a little bit behind the tank.
Yeah, stack up behind the tank, light side.
Well, now, I wouldn't even time to jump yet, and somebody killed me with the ball.
Same. Same thing happened to me.
At least I
Ryan.
didn't fall down the elevator, boss.
Brian, what killed you? Check your log.
No, I'm down.
I just fell like down the hole when I went down.
So did Gummy.
I died like right when I was falling down. Jesus Christ.
I saw bombs come in really quick. Somebody was off their A game.
Yes, I was dead.
Yeah,
I
I
think
saw.
somebody's bomb blew up and killed me. Yes, I was waiting
Yeah,
for
Gummy's
my
down
time
the
to go
hole,
down
so
the jump.
healers stop healing. We have to wipe it up. They don't have the tanks.
Down the hole.
No, it takes too long. Just healers stop healing.
Beware.
Don't jump down the hole. Just let the bombs kill everybody.
When I took that one, I thought about using a cooldown just to see if I could take it, but I said, no,
Just die.
3,
Wipe it up, please.
1. Beware.
Because I am. I died right there. I was waiting to jump for the bomb. And something blew up behind me. And I instant ghost.
On there. One floor in there, right?
Wait,
It's
what? I thought I was dead. I'm still alive. I swear I thought I was dead.
I was online earlier, but no one else was on. I don't know what time that did yet.
Hello.
Let's stop.
Don't worry, you didn't miss
Hi,
that.
dude.
We're all dead.
really
Oh, 90 square.
So I'm roughly on time. Good on me. I'm in fucking Drano right now, apparently, so I'm gonna need a sun.
Yep. Yeah, we're just moving down towards the box again.
I'll need an invite for that.
You tell him that.
He already left for you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I need some potions.
That's good.
Zach, Donnie, thank you, Zach.
Portal's down.
Some where's this thing?
You can have my extra class since we won't go to the coffee.
Sick. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know what difficulty we're on. If this is the harder version, is there anything spectacularly different? I'll need to know.
Yes. If you're on the holy side and the fell's about to get the hammer, you need to stack. To spread, I'm sorry, because you're going to get little swirlies that are going to follow you around sometimes. So
Okay.
you need to put things in, because if one swirl is dropped under you, it'll
Zach, you
fall
just
over
look back.
Okay.
Oh, you just coming back and start using more pots from the thing. Donnie.
I can go down and go bang, what does he mean?
Oh, I think you left already.
Oh,
They said more pots.
gotcha.
Yeah.
You not know about mobile banking? Oh, his
I don't
little
know.
thing. his next problem.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see if we actually get first.
No, wait.
Oh, now she's loud. Oh, he's quiet. Yeah, she's super loud.
We're gonna do this just to double check.
And now she's quiet again. I can't win.
You're gonna grab your cookies.
Guy's asking for a flask. Gotta grab one off the phone. You can't trace fast across service.
You can get a go bank down anyway. Ral, you need one, don't you?
I have one. I just haven't drunk it yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Alright. Get on the right sides. Spread out the markers a little bit to make sure we're not too close.
Keep up.
Right. Get on your right sides. Right side, get behind the tank. Forming arc behind him. Good job. Spread out. Left side, get ready to stack up. Behind the tank.
I got a bomb.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit, I think I did it too soon. Oh, son of a bitch.
And I got blown up.
I don't do so.
Oh, no.
Are you dead on the ground or are you dead in the hole?
I'm in the hole. I jumped down and someone's bomb blew
I
up.
don't do too so.
How did both tanks get bombs right off the bat?
Only a couple of things that could do it.
No mechanics have even dropped yet. It couldn't have been anything we stood in. It had to be the random bomb. I thought tanks didn't get the random bomb.
No, the torment. I was so divided.
He has a battle res for red.
And I'm at the bottom.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
in,
yeah.
something's causing bombs.
It's the thing, the swellies. You gotta dodge it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good.
I did not choose my fate. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Just don't. Just wipe it out. Just wipe it out. We had to take down, but I wanted to see the same people would make the same mistake twice.
4, minus 30.
Oh, I know why I died. I had the bomb, and when I jumped, she hit me with a hammer for 19 million.
Oh, that's the
Well,
bomb.
yeah. That's why
I
you
should not
die.
have gotten the bomb though. There was nothing under me. I was by myself. You know, I had just
Exactly. But obviously, if you guys are getting the bombs, there's only, like I said, there's only a couple things that, you know, could be causing it. So.
I will get it. We'll just get a rush off of this.
Yeah, we're friendly here.
Anybody else? No.
Probably should have started a little too less for the mechanics. With only one person who like the whole reason.
Anybody got a mobile repair? If not, we'll split up.
I'll put down a 4. We'll just hurry up. There we go.
Sorry, it's just gonna take a couple seconds longer. Because I'm oh shit. Still zoning in the top. Trying to go through the good.
It's down. Beast down. Eat up.
I'll eat that beast. Fix that meat sauce.
Meat sauce.
Hey, did you guys get down some more pasta last night?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I got down some noodles. Both noodles, dude. And some sake, man. We had the hot sake and the cold sake. The cold sake was like this, like, way out of Alright, somebody left. Booze. Hey, did you guys explain how to avoid getting the bombs?
We've gone through it a few times.
I feel like some people are like getting the wrong, like they're hitting the wrong orbs. It's really easy, but I mean,
I saw a bunch of people getting hit by the falling swellies.
what swirlies are we talking about here?
When the hammer goes in one direction, there's a swirly that goes in the other direction.
Okay,
People get hit by that, get hit with a bomb.
okay. So just
I
kind of
was on the
spread
wrong
out.
side. And I took right before I took the hammer, I had a bomb on it, which caused me to get obliterated when I jumped in the hole. So unless someone next to me had a wrong color, then I should not have had that bomb. And I was the first tank on the first obliterated.
He is not a tank. That is not what he had his role.
It's
Okay, so when we transition to the other side, it's not a problem for anyone to like avoid the wrong colored orbs. That's not a problem.
No, I didn't see anyone getting hit with those.
Alright, so just kind of clean up how like the whole hammer shit happens. So if you want to like explain that to the people, like if you're on the opposite side, like if yellow gets the hammer, then green needs to be loosely spread on the other side, kind of, and vice versa.
Right. So,
I think that might help people.
okay. So obviously we know that the light side's always going to be getting the first hammer. They're stacked behind the tank. On the opposite side, fell side, need to be spread out. You're going to notice right behind the boss, you're going to see essentially like these swirlies that need to be avoided. Boss is going to face you guys like when it's not your turn to take the hammer. If you're in these swirlies, you're gonna mess up the raid. And as soon as the hammer's over with, this is the same exact reason why light side needs to spread, as the fell side's going to be taunting, because the same swirlies are going to appear on lights right after she tanks. We get hit by these, the bombs, obviously the main mechanic throughout the entire fight, one that needs to be avoided, is the one that's killing us. Mechanics are fairly simple, so I'm gonna be watching. So if that means I be doing a little less DPS, keep a close eye on it, figure out who's doing it or who doesn't understand, because it's the one thing we need to be doing. Because the transition phase always seems to be all right. Getting from one side to the other doesn't seem to be generally the issue.
Yeah, I think it's it might be a good idea to like everybody kind of just don't like prioritize doing the most DPS. I'd much rather get like 5 minutes into the fight and die to an enraged timer than to die to a transition or something like that.
So this fight is literally like 99.9%. Get them one mechanic down and win them.
Yeah.
So melee, you're in the spread phase, and make sure you give the tank some room, because when he talks, he doesn't want to swirl at the same time.
Right.
Please.
Yeah.
So starting off, and it's going to be the same throughout the entire fight. Light side, you're always going to get the hammer first. So fell side always needs to be spread out initially. Just remember that. It's going to be the same way coming out of phase 2 each time too. The light side's always going to get the hammer. So on the opposite end, the orange side's always going to get that, or the yellow side's always going to get fully infused.
Essentially, to make it easy for people who like don't know the nuance, if the boss is not facing you, be loosely spread out.
Yeah.
If the boss is facing you, be like a couple of yards behind your tank, like stack up. Pretty much it. And on the transition, like if you're running to the other side, if you're not sure if you're gonna get the right colored orb, just stay on the yellow or the golden tracks, and you won't mess up. That's pretty much it. That's all fine.
All right. Let's do it, guys.
Sure, why not? Since we're here already.
Yeah, free talk.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get to your correct sides, please.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Four, three, two, one. Beware. So much cleaner. Good job. Just do that every time. And we win the fight. Got the mechanics down clearly. There's no reason we can't do that too. Remember, light side's gonna go first.
Red fans, is that you with the bomb?
I think it's this.
You were saying it.
Switch sides if you need to.
Yeah, you need to talk.
4,
Oh yeah, I got you, buddy.
Dang it.
1.
Beware. Behind your tank if you're not. Outside, get ready. Four, three, two, one. Beware. Swap sides if you need to.
3, 2, 1.
Beware. Okay. That was the light hammer on the fell side.
Yep.
Was it? It's my fault.
That was the worst case scenario.
I didn't get knocked out. I'm gonna tank and going down.
Beware. Wiping out.
I jumped at the same time with everyone else, but I
That
got
was on me, dummy, not me. I thought she was green and I didn't realize she was white. It was my fault. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna set my DB in morning. So I'm dumbass.
Oh no, it was good. She was green at that point though. Yeah. You would have taken the first. I think you got mixed up because we swapped there at the beginning,
Yeah, I
right?
was taking them off. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I got a little mix up myself. But you taunted and then.
Well, actually, I thought it was the second one for some reason instead of the first, because she always goes holy
Yes, I
first.
died again. Nothing new there.
And I thought it was green, but it won't happen again. I got it set.
Yeah, as long as you know what happened. Seems like you could.
Well, I was just going with the colors. I didn't bother to go down on DVM to where it lets you know what colors what with a warning. Change the warnings all those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the feast down, okay?
Thank you for that, Sam.
You're welcome. Well, I saw your wings. I figured you wanted to fly.
Much appreciated.
I haven't made it with a bomb yet. I guess I'm just fantastic.
Exactly what you're supposed to be.
I'm always doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. I hint of being the thing that I'm currently doing.
What's the holy one called?
Light infusion.
No,
Well,
the
hammer
holy
of creation.
What
Hammer.
is it?
Hammer of creation.
And the fell one is called
Obliteration.
Hammer of obliteration.
obliteration. Okay, I got it. She's the one that's really confused.
Yeah, just remember when I say stack up, I mean behind your tank. Think of it like a giant cone, not a circle that you need to stand in. When I say stack up, that doesn't mean get on the mark. It just means get behind the tank. And as soon as that hammer comes down and you see your life bar get hit, which you should, because you should be stacking behind the tank, immediately get off the tank. Back up. Get away from the boss. Did you fall down the hole, Zap? What you get for living life on the edge.
Oh,
Kelly, why are you pushing people? You know what it's like being in the basement. Oh, you could have had a better rebuttal than that. All right. All right, let's try it again, guys. That was pretty good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get to your correct sides, please.
2,
Bell sides spread out. Beware. All right. Bell side, get behind your tank. Get that bomb out of here. Beware. Thank you. Right. Best case scenario, so light side, get ready to stack up. Bell side, get away from the boss. Back up. Switch sides if you need to.
4, 3, 2,
Ready for that hammer, light.
Green side stack.
Get away from the boss.
I'm sorry.
Bell side, get behind your tank.
Still on the white side.
4, 3, 2, 1. Beware.
Shit.
Swap sides if you have to. Light side, get ready for that hammer. Alright, back up. Fell side, get ready for your hammer. Coming out in 8. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beware. Check with your log, see who killed you.
I know what you're doing. Oh, Sally's stuff. Like it says I got stuff with my Sally's stuff.
Light side, get ready to soak the hammer.
I hit that bottom.
Swap sides if you need to. Light side, get ready for your hammer. Fell side, be away from the boss, please. Beware. Fell side, get ready for the hammer. Behind the tank, on top of it. Swap sides if you have to. Light side, get ready for the hammer. Fell side, be away from the boss.
You guys been here. Yeah, maybe you mentioned that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You have a healer down. No. Alright. Keep it together. We're almost there. Yeah, get Krazar and Ray Pants up. Get Cooper and Ray Pants up there.
Healer first, Cooper.
Bell side, get ready to back away from the boss. Get ready to switch sides if you have to. Swap sides if you got to swap sides. Get ready for that light hammer coming out. Light side, get behind the tank. Bell side, back away from the boss.
My guy in here is. We got 2 beers.
You ready for that fell hammer coming in? Beware. Swap sides if you have to.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Behind the tank. Bell side, get ready for your hammer coming out. 4, 3.
Alright, I got a bomb, so I'm going.
Beware.
Nice.
Oh, she's down, thank God. I died the last time. I had no more cooldown.
Two things.
Good deal.
All right, Chelsea.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's just roll again. Why not? Artifact power, of course.
I get reds.
I'm 15. Oh, upgrade.
Get on the elevator. Everybody on the elevator.
What if we want to fall down the hole? I know it's a long fall. I'm always going down it.
Well, we know it's like Yagsoar is one of the few not in Discord. There's 2 more bosses, guys. Sarah, if you can you spam make avalanche perk? Are you able to?
Man, I got my Light Force Augment room this week. God, it's so awesome. You die, and it's no big deal. You just click on it. The rooms are getting expensive.
Oh, did you get it?
It's cheaper now, though.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about it at all. All I do is the little thingy. It's really nice.
Someone I survived that entire fight and I get smacked in the face by the defensive measures.
Tell me, do you want Maiden first, or do you want,
No, it doesn't matter to me.
yeah, I've done this a few times, so I'm kind of comfortable with it. I've done him more actually than I did Maiden.
Alright, so this is going to be a very progression-based experience. So
There's really only one difference up top, and that's the little swirlies where you need like at least 3 people to stack. But then down at the bottom, there's freaking tornadoes. Man, I hate those things.
we also can't bullshit the platform breaking in heroic.
Right.
Because of the debuff in the green lava.
Wow, only an hour in and we finally got the best of them.
So this boss has got several mechanics, most of which are going to fall on the tanks. I know Gummy's looked up the fight. So these pylons are going to spawn at these. Let me get the people to make it summon, please. The pylons are going to spawn from these circular, whatever the hell you want to call them. And they're going to spawn and they're going to push energy through these blast channels of the boss. When he reaches full energy, essentially the floor is gonna break out. If we don't have this health low enough, it's gonna be a wipe. So tanks need to drag the Maiden into the channels, which I know both Gummy and Red understand. So we're gonna get green swirlies on the ground. So we're gonna have everybody spread out to the best of our ability. So we don't get everybody's green swirlies right next to each other. We could stack everybody on top of each other, but we're not going to, just because I really don't think we're going to be well coordinated enough for it. So there's going to be the blades that spawn from the boss. You'll notice you'll get a DBM notification when you get blades on you. It's basically going to shoot out from the boss towards you on heroic. When these blades hit you, they're going to spawn a pool that essentially leaves a slowing debuff and dot on you. So try and just run them away from everybody else. Don't drop them in a group of people. Notice you get the blades on you. Don't run them into people. Just get them away from the rest of the. There's going to be a point where the maiden collects enough energy that she's going to spawn a shield on herself. At this point, I'm going to call a hard switch to maiden, and everybody needs to get on top of her as soon as possible. Very important. If we do not take down her shield, it is an instant wipe. We will all die. One of the most important mechanics in the fight is managing the energy on the boss. So make sure tanks that you're dragging that maiden where they need to be. If I see it, I'll call it out. We can put markers on them, and I can call out a color if you think it'll help you out. Do you think that'll make your life a little easier? If I see it ahead of time before you guys? Yes, no, maybe.
Okay, what?
Would it be helpful if I put colored markers where the pylon spawns so you know where to drag it to if I see the pylon spawn before?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah,
Okay.
You can, yeah, that'd be helpful.
Alright, so
Yeah, I can call it out, although they don't have to look, but most of the time it's pretty easy to see.
yeah, I've always figured it's pretty easy to see too, but
Yeah, the colors do help, so that way everybody can say, like, hey, it's on green.
yep. Okay. On heroic, there's a mechanic that's been added for Avatar. It's called there's a touch of Sargeras, I want to say, but well, I know it has Sargeras in the name. I'm pretty sure it's the only mechanic he has.
Touch of Sargeras, yeah.
Yeah, touch of Sargeras. All right. So essentially, 3 pulls are going to spawn. I believe it's 2 in ranged, 1 in melee. We need everybody, pretty much everybody in the entire raid, to stack inside of these, because it's going to be essentially like a damage spike that comes out, and we need everybody to jump in the pulls to absorb it. So it's a pretty simple mechanic. I'll call it out, and I'll tell people to get in the pulls. If we don't hit it, we'll know because the whole raid is going to be a shit ton of damage. Healers will feel it. There's, I believe it's called Rupturing Singularity? Cleansing Protocol. Is that? No, not Cleansing Protocol. I'm sorry.
Reality.
Yeah. Rupture Realities. I'm sorry. Rupturing Reality. This is a giant cone-based ability from the boss. The farther you are away from him, the less damage you're going to take. Thank you, Zap. This is about where you're going to want to be. Where you see the Ghost Wolf, this is probably roughly where you're going to want to be. You're going to notice if you're out there, you're not going to take almost any damage at all. If you're really, really close to the boss, you're going to get one shot. This is going to be more of a problem for melee, I'm sure. So, as we only have a couple melee in here, just you really, really need to keep an eye on it. As soon as you see like the wave spawn from the boss, and you see realities come out, you need to get away from the boss ASAP. Beyond that, in phase 2, when he reaches 100% energy, the floor is going to give out, and we're going to fall below. I don't know if you were able to make any avalanche quick, Sarah. If it really, really comes down to a tight wire, we can start using these. If it is, I'm pretty sure it's. They're essentially pots we'll hand out to people, and when the floor gives out, we'll use them to damage while going down. We have to use these at some point. We will. We won't need to. But once we get down there, you're going to notice there's like a giant platform of rock. Tanks. You're going to want to tank the boss at the corner of this. throughout the second phase, you're going to notice players are going to be getting these purple pulls around them in phase 2. Dark Mark, yeah. So you're going to see like this giant purple energy around you, and we need to stack for it. It's going to knock you up in the air, and you're going to take a bunch of damage. The more people that stack inside of it, the less damage you're going to take. Just make sure to position yourself correctly so that when you get knocked back, you don't get knocked into the lava. It's going to be a pain in the ass as it is for the healers in the second phase anyway. On Heroic, you're going to notice there's tornadoes down there. These purple tornadoes. They're fairly easy to dodge, but it's going to be one more thing we got to worry about. So just try and stay out of them the best you can.
Mass chaos.
It is a pain, but stay out of them. It's called Black Winds for those who are curious. Yeah, and so we're going to want to take the boss on the corners of the platform as he's going to continue to destroy the platform, and it's essentially a DPS race at this stage of the fight, which is why we need to try and get the boss down as low as we can in the first phase, which is why it's so important on the tanks to make sure the energy isn't going to the boss. We want the boss to be at the absolute maximum, something like 30% going into the second phase. We don't want it too much higher than that, or chances are we're not going to be able to. So we're going to give it a few shots. We're going to see what's happening, and if we got to change anything, well, I'm sort of curious to see how everybody does. So we're going to go ahead and let's see.
Question.
Sure.
If the blades are tracking you, is it possible to dodge them? Or is that just a waste of time?
You cannot dodge the blades. They have to hit you, but you can prevent them from hurting everybody else.
Yep. Cool.
They do minimal damage if it only hits you. I mean, really minimal. I think it seems like it does more if it hits someone else. I don't know. I'll go ahead and grab Maiden first, Gummy. If you want.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just be aware when you guys are switching. Because it's really, really important for you guys to communicate during the fight, so we may know how we need to. Melee, be exceptionally careful during this fight. It's going to be really, really important. If you guys are all up on there, especially with the green pulls and everything, just be careful.
And don't run your puddles into the tank, tanking the avatar.
Yeah, try and move your green pulls back if you can. I just run in a fucking circle, to be honest, but you guys probably want to move back. So, see what we can do on it. Forget the free pot, guys.
4, 3, 2, 1.
These are the green pulls.
Jesus.
These are the pools that we have to soak. There should be 3 of them. They're green. I'm going to stand in those.
Okay, Gummy.
Oh, poor Zap. I saw that too. Alright, I have the blade. I'm going to run it out the side. Notice that poles will come down. Now we want to get away from the boss. Raid pants, you're probably going to want to leave a little bit sooner. These are the poles we have to soak.
Why they killed Maiden already? They stayed on her.
Wow.
Actually, that's what another guild I'm in did a bunch of times when we get used to the tornadoes. We just killed them real fast. Killed
Yeah.
them real fast.
But now everybody
We're
sees
not there yet. We need to get the first part done. Gotta stay off Maiden. Nobody said anything. I guess everybody stayed on.
Notice that on Square, as Ray Pants is running away from us, he died because we couldn't run to him to absorb that with him.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
The only time you hit Maiden is when she had her shield up.
Well, I was.
So we got a lot of good information. Fight everybody saw
What the fuck is this?
you know, everything.
Application has encountered critical error, something fatal. Description. World of
Yeah,
Warcraft.
so we probably want to be spread evenly throughout the room, especially ranged. I think it was Zap. He was forced to essentially absorb an entire touch of Sargeras by himself across the way. Notice
My
that,
WoW just crashed. I'm gonna have to restart it. I've got some kind of fatal error.
Me too. That was weird.
We broke the game getting to that phase.
Yeah.
Sargeras killed so hard it cracked.
Yeah. Oh my god. So everybody knows what everything looks like. That was the main thing. The Maiden, yeah, I probably should have explained this a little bit better. The Maiden can't die. The Maiden dies.
Really? I just shut the other thing.
Essentially, not a whole lot different than the boss having full
hang on a
energy.
second.
Once the Maiden's dead, it's going to transition into the next phase, or essentially like
Ugh.
it's sort of annoying to explain, but the Maiden, we want to get something like I said, roughly 30% on the boss before we really consider killing the Maiden.
Now
Because we want to go into that second
What the
phase
hell?
with boss having the least amount of health as possible. No.
It's doing some kind of update patch or something now. And it updated earlier before I even logged on.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, this is going to be a very progression-based fight. So it's going to take a while for everybody to get everything down, but once we do, we'll be fine. I'm going to get just in case there's any problems with all those disconnects. I'm going to get
We broke it.
somebody broke down.
I guess we weren't supposed to.
Razor, I guess you realize really quick that those Greek pulls are a pain in the ass.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of green.
I'm loading back in.
Okay. The only time, because really it's just going to be the tanks hitting the Maiden until I call a switch. Yeah, we really want every single person in the entire raid to be soaked in touch of Sargeras. Cool. So, if I see somebody not absorb them enough, I'll let them know. But it seems like
What?
There's the light taking damage.
Literally, we got to the second phase, and a lot of us, it broke the game. It said we had a fatal exemption, whatever bullshit.
A window that popped up in the middle?
looks like he is.
What, you actually saw that? I didn't see that.
Robert had that earlier.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I got that too. Was he on Fallen Avatar?
I am going to get these down. We're going to try this again.
Got it in Nighthole.
Oh.
A lot of people are reading.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. Everybody knows what majority of the mechanics like now at the very least. And you'll come to learn them more just because don't expect to take this boss down, really, really quickly. It's something, you gotta learn. You have to learn it over time. You'll just pick up on it. It'll just get better and better. I'm gonna do a right check.
Oh, my son said the exact same thing happened to him earlier in his raid, where the whole game crashed for him and a bunch of people also.
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, I sure as hell hope not. That'd be annoying. Okay. Looks like everybody's ready. And go at it again. I guess we'll just stay with red pulling first, so you get used to it. Don't forget the free pot. Green pulls are coming. Get ready to soak those pulls. Good job. That was a really nice one. Shadowy blades. Get away from the boss. Get away from him.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, everybody on the Maiden.
On to the other side.
The shield should be up. I got the DBM notification to switch. There it is. There we go. Everybody on the Maiden. All right, everybody back on the boss. Green pulls.
On to the Maiden. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get away from the boss. Get ready to soak the pulls.
On to the other side. Maybe.
Yeah, we let's try to stay up so we can see how the tornado mechanics go.
Okay.
I'll grab the book.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay,
Okay, so we're gonna notice dark mark. It's gonna be like purple
Don't run away.
pulls on people. Those are the things we need to get in. Like the person who is triangle right there, sort of moved to the side of the platform away from everybody. I couldn't see who it was, but get away from the boss. He still continues to use this mechanic in this
fucking
phase,
tornadoes.
but in this
God
phase it
damn it.
destroys the platform, as you see. Who had the green triangle over there? Did anybody see who had the green triangle over there? It's all right. It's just that you just need to understand that you can't run away from everybody else.
I know the first one I saw was a kitty cat. I don't know which
Oh,
kitty
okay.
cat though, but
Yeah,
I saw a
yeah,
kitty
yeah,
cat.
The way to do it is if you have the green triangle and you know you can take it, you can absorb it with your immunity, then just run away from the boss. That way people will know. But if you don't have an immunity, if you have to move towards the boss so people know to stack.
Yeah. The person, okay. The person who did it understands the mechanic, and they just wanted to try and soak it, so that's fine. But yeah. Now we know what both phases sort of. No, you're okay.
I have No idea.
Dude, he's not joining me. I don't do that.
Hey, my husband's curious. All of us that crashed, do we all have evil UI?
I just crashed.
Yes.
Have LVUI, evil UI?
I have LUI and I have
Wow.
so that can't be it.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of us do have it.
You got a repair button?
Now it's sitting there listing.
Yeah, someone's
Did you not get the update earlier than you wanted?
I already knew it's right before.
I was wondering if maybe like if people didn't have the updates, they like forced you to do it.
Nah, I updated earlier, but my son said when his crashed earlier, it like reset his thing and he had to do it again. It's like whatever the crash is, it
Yeah, it
fucks
just
up the
reset
update
it.
that it does.
Oh, that's so neat.
I'm not being
I'm gonna hurt that to repair real quick.
Alright.
$400 gold. Ouch.
Alright.
To one of you that's gonna bring someone back and mount stuff on your family.
Were you there now? Let's find the thing if you grab it, pick it up.
Yeah, grass to repair up front,
I'm
guys.
on my mount.
There you go.
I'm ready for someone back.
Just do it.
Everybody get ready to repair because
I just
the person
loaded.
coming through is gonna have repair bot.
Running.
I'm walking really quickly.
I'm in the loading screen. It might already be there. What is this door?
Huh.
They're right on top of each other. I couldn't put them out.
Well, anybody who wanted to transmog got the trans.
Yeah, you're
This
supposed
is
to
important.
should have kicked off the.
Yeah.
Alright. Is everybody good?
Looks like it. Alright, you gonna figure out a feast? Eat up.
The maiden is like going down way too fast.
Before we get the avatar on the second phase, shouldn't he be much lower in health than what he was?
I did notice the people who are not in Discord tended to die way earlier in the fights, so
That better? My finger got a little itchy, you know?
I wonder, what is the timer called that handles the beam switch? Like, they should have a timer up that lets you know when the beam's about to switch. But I don't know. I got like 8 timers rotating in front of me. I don't have time to read them all.
Oh, are you referring to the different pylons that come up?
Right.
It's called containment pylon.
So I guess there's a timer that's going to let us know when one goes out and the other, and it gets ready to move.
I could probably call it out if it helps.
Well, like you said, I just want to get to the beam before it even comes on, if I can. You know.
Yeah.
The last time I had just caught it and noticed it to my left, and I was like,
Yep.
I'll keep an eye on that. That's really important. You know. We'll get it though.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, get ready to repair if you missed it. Oh, why are we throwing portals right next to the repair?
Yeah, it popped out for a second.
Core's like AFK, not paying attention anyway, so.
Bye, guys.
Ready to check for the pool?
What are you doing?
Alright, cool. At least that one person came in. I'm not sure if it was
Do it.
Azrai or something came in.
There was nothing in there.
Alright, good deal. Red on you. Alright, guys. Try and do better.
5,
We'll get the free pot.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Green poles. Get ready to get ready to soak. Getting those green poles, guys. Good job. Get away from the boss.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
I'm sure it
What happened there?
Someone caught the arrow, and Milay did the whatever it is, and he dropped his funnel. Because if you get hit by that arrow, if you're in line with it, not only would the person that has it get the funnel, but whoever gets it also drops that purple funnel. I had to caught, and I couldn't move off the beam, and she would have gone off the beam. But that's something we didn't go over. If Milay gets in that arrow, then they'll drop a funnel right there in melee range, and that really messes with the tanks, and they have to keep Maiden on the field.
Wipe it up. Stand in the lava.
What is that arrow called? I forgot.
Shadowy blades.
Yeah. So, yeah, make sure that if you're melee and you see it coming, don't get in the way, because it'll drop a funnel like this.
Dumb shit. I'm trying to get here at 10.
Ow.
When we fell, I was stuck like halfway between this floor and the bottom floor, just stuck in the air. Well, mostly up in the air. And
You're gliding then?
no, I wasn't gliding. I was stuck. I just there was like a floor that I was standing on. And it was weird. Yeah.
There's a feast out front, guys. Heat up. Yeah, get a core. Get core res, please. Yeah, so melee. If you get the shadowy blades on you, just back it up away from boss and to the side. So if you can, drop it somewhere like here-ish or on the opposite end. So like on silver, I'm not leaving those markers up, but as a note, melee, that's where you want to drop them. Like, but farther away from the boss, preferably. That should make it a little bit easier on the Sarah, you're going back to heals. I know.
somebody put one of those keys underneath.
Do a ready check to the pool.
It ran out.
What ran out?
The floss.
So I guess it's about this is about halfway time anyway. I can put on the. There is a cauldron right next to green. Refresh, grab another one. Use it, grab another one. Use it, grab another one. Should be exactly enough people in here to pop one and grab another one. Don't care if you just want to refresh your flask buff, everybody should be grabbing. We want to use this up, guys. Everybody grab one. If you haven't already grabbed a flask, grab one.
Yes. Snack. Yes.
Use it up. Use it up. All right. So nobody will say that they need a flask for the rest of the night, right? Okay. Good deal. Gonna do a ready check for the pool. Oh, Ral, are you in here?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you're on the far side. Okay. Sorry, it showed you it's really far away from me. Sorry about that, man. Okay.
It gets.
All right. Do a little bit better this time.
5, 4, 3, 2.
5. Beware. Green pulls.
Oh shit.
Get in the green pulls. The
Someone did Maiden?
Get away from the boss.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Green pulls.
Every time I think I can start healing somebody.
Get ready to soak the touch. Everybody get in them. Focus Maiden. Maiden's got to get hit. Everybody on.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Ah, fucking A.
Beware.
Well, at least I was far away from everybody.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So 2 things. I'm gonna move the markers.
I'm trying to get your attention.
I'd say put the markers behind the where it pops up.
No, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna put them in the middle.
That was better. A lot better. We went 3 pylons that time, I think.
So we're gonna do. Okay. So I'm going to move the markers for 2 reasons. First reason is the marks are really far back. I'm going to start calling them out with path they're in. This will make it a little bit easier for you guys. You don't have to swap the camera. They're always. Secondly, the maiden should never be outside those color markers. Always close enough to the boss inside of the markers. This will be important for the swap. If there's ever any point where both tanks get out of melee range, he's instantly going to essentially melee the closest target. I got meleeed last time because I was a little close, and I guess both tanks were out of reach. So both tanks need to be inside the markers, with the exception of cleansing protocol, or with the exception of I'm sorry, not cleansing protocol. With the exception of rupture realities, in which case we can move it outside of the range of the boss. But generally, you want the maiden inside these markers toward the boss. This will prevent most melee or any range who happen to be that close from getting meleeed, as well as it'll make it easier for us to call out where the. This will make it just slightly easier. Heat up. There's a feast down.
What? Twilight?
I had like an update thing pop up in my face. So I was trying to say, oh, thank you.
Oh, cool.
We may be able to make this fight a little bit easier with getting more people for helping soak, etc. So we'll see what happens with that. We're going to get a summoning portal down. Everybody eat up. You have them already. There's for anybody just coming in, there's still a cauldron down on front. Please use it. Do not. Figure for 3 pot.
2, 1.
Beware. Watch.
Son of a.
Soak the pools.
Positive.
Any dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Get hook you up. And then get away from the boss.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. Dodge.
Talk about
They're not killing me with that shit again.
Soak the pools.
my knife's down.
Clear, red, red, black.
We don't have any.
Well, that's not good.
98%.
Alright, wipe it up. Get in the lava.
I don't want to get in the lava.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Why is Maiden going down so fast?
Oh, hey. Might crash this time.
Any dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention. Oh, you timed it.
Yeah.
You could have soloed him.
Yeah, right.
He only has a little sword. It's like a toothpick.
Little sword, my butt.
Yeah, I lagged out on that last one.
The guy pulled.
Which one?
That fucking warrior. The one that said we were scrubs. All because we're progression.
Homeland, so I don't know why he pulled.
Donna Obama or bullshit. Whatever the fuck how he's pronounced it.
Dumbass. I believe that
Any dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
if anything, I think that would be the only time that it wasn't being sold. I think every other time it was, right? Was it just that last time? Zach?
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah, he usually. Yeah, well,
Well, there was other times, but that's what the problem was last time. So
didn't you say you were going to call out if there was a change?
yeah, I'm
I
just
didn't hear you call it, but
yeah, I can call. There's
I'll
just
be happy to.
like there's a lot of mechanics that we're gonna have to get used to that I'm gonna like essentially not call out as time goes on. So everybody needs to know that they have to dodge the green. It should be a given. Everybody needs to know that they need to soak. Everybody needs to know that they need to meet the blades. Everybody needs to know that they need to get away from the boss. These are not things I will continue to call out because this fight is extremely tank intensive. So I am going to keep an eye solely on this. Zach, I'm going to have you watch the rest of the mechanics for. Keep an eye out. If there's anything I need to know that I'm not seeing, tell me. Tell me I know you'll do the same thing. I'm going to get a feast down.
I'll call it the same thing.
Thank you, sir. Put a feast out front. Eat up.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the tank room. Let's get it out.
Yeah, turn that down a little, Zap. It sounds like a woodpecker.
That sounds beautiful, is what it sounds like. It sounds like quality mechanical keyboarding. It's,
It sounds like he's tanking.
Fucking expensive laser one.
It reminds me of Giuseppe, that's all.
I'll swap it out after we like.
No, you're good.
You're fine.
It sounds like, I don't know,
It sounds like a woodpecker.
pretty hot.
Well, that's not great.
Do you want to hear what you pop that?
It's not gonna matter right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was just
No, no,
There's no healer in right side of
Up on blue.
Run in a straight line. Don't go sideways.
Hot Maiden. Slot the Maiden.
Dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Hey, Donnie,
Can we put specific groups on each platform plus like one healer?
Yeah, the remote.
That's just that means so. Like one healer per platform at least. And then 3 designated ranged or melee to serve on each platform. Something like that.
Dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Alright. We'll just make this super simple. Group 1 will keep to the left. 2 will keep to the middle. And, I mean, with the exception of tanks needing to be where they need to be anyway. Getting something and pull down. Group 1 generally stay to the left. Group 2 generally stay to the middle. And Group 3 will generally stay to the right, with Group 4 we'll just say that Group 4 will help out with middle. So 1 left, 2 middle, 3 right, or with middle. So 1 left, 2 4 middle, 3 right. Right being orange, yellow, left being red, blue, middle being green.
Incoming repair bot. I've taken the transmog off. Get ready.
Yeah, there we go. I didn't see any air come through with it.
Well, I saw it as I ran away.
Yeah, it came through. I used it.
Okay, good.
It just despawns really fucking fast.
Okay. Everybody knows where they need to be.
5, 4, 3,
Good luck.
2.
Pylon's on green.
Can I get a heal? Hello?
Wasn't absorbed. Much of Sargeras wasn't absorbed. Um, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1, 16. Except for Mary, who's not, who's 15. 15 out of the 17 people. Minus the tanks, it's 13. Be generous and say that 10. We've got to absorb. So let's do this. We're gonna do this. I don't like having to do this, but I think it'll be an important lesson. We're gonna go in there and nobody's gonna DPS. We're gonna be focused entirely on mechanics. It sucks we have to do this, but I don't think people are getting it. The soaps aren't coming out. Zap, did you see which one in particular didn't get soaked? I didn't.
It was the one with, no, actually, sorry. I was going to say the one that you and I split in. It was only just you and me, I believe. So we got hit so hard on that one.
Of the two back ones, there's definitely people in the right hand. Because that's
extra people were delegated to them. So it was probably opposite. This being the case, we'll just move. Somebody bring it on. So stealing. So, it doesn't matter really what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that Pepsi you just left? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with what I said. We're going to focus entirely on mechanics. 100% mechanics. We'll focus and move in DPS when DPS matters during with the exception of getting on protocol for the Maiden. I don't want anybody dealing damage to the boss this fight. Buffs, etc. aren't going to matter. I just want to know that we can get the mechanics down. Right now we're not, so we need to focus that more than anything else. Once we get the mechanics down, we'll go back to dealing damage. But just like a lot of the other fights in here, the majority of this is going to be mechanic during phase 1. Phase 2 is where we got to crank out DPS. The DPS charts are fine, mechanics are not, and can't focus on DPS right now. So right now, we're not worried about getting to the top of the charts. We're just worried about making sure that the mechanics are taken care of. I'm going to get a ready check. I know Sarah went after.
You've done shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
At least we made progress. Itchy. Did you feel better, huh?
We're going to portal down the stealer.
Five, four,
We're pulling.
3, 2, 1.
Don't get killed by the green ship. 2 people got killed by the green ship. Stand in the pool.
More in the front right.
Okay. Funky. Waves out. Good. Get away from the boss. Everybody to get away from the boss. Alright, don't get killed by the green fools. We have people severely hurt. Get the Maiden orange. ASAP. Good.
Soldiers, Avatar.
Swap the Maiden. Yeah, we have to swap the Maiden. Break her shield. Blades out. Alright, good. Beware. Don't die to green shit.
Soldiers.
Get him up. Get Maiden to, or green. Green, ASAP. Soak the pools, those who are still alive. Alright. Wipe it up. Okay. So, compared to the last couple pulls, we lasted roughly a minute longer. So, what this tells me is that people are focused on dealing damage instead of mechanics. I may be guilty of this too. I was also calling out the pylons to the best of my ability. I hope that. So, there seems to be a problem with the first mechanic. Saw two people go down almost instantaneously. This is a mechanic that is one of the easiest ones to get away from. If there's something that we can do to make it easier on you, please let me know, because we've had people die several times to some of the easier mechanics. If there's something that is causing a problem or anything, we got to know what it is so that we can get it taken care of. Because that mechanic is going to be throughout an extremely long first phase, and if we're dying at the very beginning of the first phase, we're not going to be able to, progress through the first phase if people are dying so early. We got to know what's going on. So we can try running it in a straight line. I've always run mine in a circle just because I never die to it. But for those who are worried about it, if there's something you want to try, if you need to pop a defensive to get through it, if it's that hard, do it. But we're going to continue to focus on the mechanics because we left literally an entire minute longer than we did previously. So we're going to continue to focus on that.
Yeah, just make sure you guys spread. I mean, for the little bit of people we have 8 on the space. Like Donnie was saying, you can run in a circle. I mean, basically all you have to do is move. It doesn't really matter how you move. You can keep from getting hit, if you're spread. Especially, the start of the fight. It's 5 to 6 seconds. It's already going. Usually if they're stacked up for whatever reason. I usually pick my own little corner. I just do whatever I want.
I just want to find something that works for everything. It's a challenging fight, and I know we'll get through it. We just got to figure out and get used to every tap in a way that works for every. Could just be a learning curve, but
It's definitely a lot different compared to what we've done.
yeah.
Don't let like a quick wipe discourage anybody. I think.
No, I mean, literally, this fight was, I think, for like the first, I want to say the first like 3 weeks or something. This boss on Mythic, even for the top end guild, was hundreds and hundreds of wipes. So heroic's not easy either. This isn't something that we're going to down instantaneously. So dealing DPS matters so right now if we don't have those mechanics down. It literally means nothing. If we're going to wipe anyway, and we will, we'll probably wipe a considerable number of times with this boss. So when you think of it in that perspective, we know we're not going to DPS on the boss himself is useless. It'll literally be useless for. So just focus on the mechanics, and once we have the mechanics down, we'll press slowly as we get farther and farther in this fight. It's a rough one. It really, really is. So we'll get there. We just gotta work at it. It'll be fine.
Done shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Okay.
You guys are still pretty bunched up. You got a lot of room to spread out.
Yeah, you guys. Sounds like you're holding your hand. You're not looking up.
All right, soak the pools. You guys seen almost everybody in the entire. Good job. Exactly what I want to see. Get away from the boss. Pylon. Okay, hold on. We're good. Keep it there. Don't die to green stuff. Pylon spawning at green.
Should be.
Got him.
Top of the avatar.
Get in the pools, guys. You know where they are. Switch to the Maiden. Break her shield. You can do DPS now. Thank you for heroism. Good idea. Alright, her shield's broken. Stop hitting her. Back on the boss. Nobody should be on the Maiden at this point. Do not die to green.
Mom, Maiden.
Yes.
Egg.
Get away from the boss, please. Pylon's going up at yellow. Get in the pools. You guys know where to
Right,
stay.
Rab, we'll do okay.
I did.
You still have
Avatar.
these stacks?
Avatar or Maiden?
I got Maiden, unless you have stacks and
I
needed.
got Avatar. I missed that.
Alright, we need to break Maiden's shield if we can. Those are up. It's going to be a rough one, but maybe. No.
I was trying to get that.
Yeah.
I razzed him in one of those purple puddles and it slowed me down. I couldn't get that. We had 2 healers down there. When we crossed, I didn't get any heals.
Okay. That looked like that was an additional, I want to say an additional 20 seconds. something like that. Yeah. I did see us get to a second cleansing protocol phase, which is a good sign. Definitely feel you there, Necro. Definitely feel you there. Okay. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, in terms of mechanics, we've improved twice. First time was a minute. That's huge. Lasting 1 minute longer. When you think about that in terms of DPS alone, even if we're not trying, that's an additional, like, I can't even see. So we got something like 7 million damage going out onto the box per second. So if you times that by 60, that's almost just over each might lose because of an additional minute. So, and then 20 seconds. So, whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it. Just continue to do it better. Oh, everybody in here in guild? The exception of Error as Rye. Yeah.
Yeah, just like his yeah, let him tell him to get to the raid. I'm demoting him. Sure.
He didn't sign up, but if he wants to come in, he's more than welcome.
Yeah, I think he just got out of work.
I'm gonna go repair on the yellow again.
Yeah, we'll take this time to repair and take a break. Can you put a timer up for me, Gummy, if you would? Thank you. Very much appreciated. Yep, this is the time to go to the bathroom, you gotta smoke.
Yeah.
Etc.
What just got back from Trevano? What is that?
Trevano, where?
It's messed up, man.
Who's that? Giuseppe?
It's your mom.
Oh yeah.
Probably just.
I heard short legs walking into this door.
Oh dang! Shots fired.
Whatever, your mom must have been playing.
You do realize Player Coach is in the chat, right?
Tito, you know what I mean, Tito.
Oh, kid, badass. He's gonna break the legs you do have.
I love Tito.
Nice to hear from you, Giuseppe.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good. We're trying to progress through the Avatar fight.
Nice.
Well, we'll climb uphill. We'll get there, though.
I've never done it in Hero.
This was literally, I did a lot of research into the progression of this fight, and believe it or not, there were countless guilds who had broken up through the progression of this fight, just because people got so discouraged. So,
Shit.
yeah, it was bad, man. It was really, really bad. Mind you, that was mostly on Mythic, but still.
Yeah, I never do heroics. Ever.
Because we're
What'd you
focusing
say
on the
there? I'm
mechanics at the moment. Because a lot of people are, doing
No, we got a really good group of people.
So we're
Really
intentionally
good. I have
dying.
confidence in the group. It's just going to take time. That's all.
What?
And as
What?
long as everybody understands that, I mean,
Yeah, I was just telling you.
So, question. Did you guys see the
You mean like
new
10
video
second
of
lag
the
delay?
extension
I don't
here?
know.
yeah, I was there when they launched it.
No, you're not.
Not in Anaheim, no. But I mean, I had my virtual ticket and I was watching.
Oh, nice.
I can't hear
Dude, that's
you.
dope. I'm so stoked.
You know, I almost want to say
There's a lot of
that
stuff.
because of all the data mining people did, Blizzard literally purposely changed the name of the expansion.
Oh, it doesn't say death on there.
Like, I get that they were going to do like an alliance or sword thing. Like, I don't know.
What do you think about the classic server?
Struck. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's going to make a lot of people happy.
Only
But
two?
I think one thing they may not
That's not
account
right.
for is how many players it's going to take away from their actual content, like their new content.
Yep.
I think so many people could go back and play classic WoW.
Overall,
We'll see
I
what
think-
happens, though.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to make more money and bring back the like the oldies who used to play and stuff like.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. You know the stats are gonna get squished too, right? Once you're like 120. I mean, not even. Once you start leveling in the new place, you get like stat squish. So you start doing like 400, 500 damage again or something.
In the new expansion, I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, I saw. What
I
was
watched the
it?
deep dives and everything. I didn't hear anything about this.
There was this dude playing. He was at BlizzCon. And he was playing like the expansion. There was a demo of it.
Oh,
I
for
forgot
the
his
vanilla?
name.
Are you referring to this?
The new expansion. He was playing the new one. It was like a demo though.
The last stat squish was in Kata, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
It was either in Kata or Pandaria. It was weird.
So yeah, he was playing like it was like a preview and like his item level went down to like 185. Like he was in the new place and everything.
Yeah.
So like, what the heck? I mean, I kind of don't like that. I hope not.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like a step back.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Very Horde and Alliance based. I suspect, well, because they straight up said that we're going to fight Ashara in this next expansion. So I presume that we'll have something involving like the trolls / the bronze starting off, and then we'll move into the second raid tier, which will be Ashara, and then probably move to something like Neolotha and like Naku, not Naku.
Dude, the cinematic was like awesome. When,
It was pretty cool.
when she screamed for the turned into that banshee and then screamed for the horde. Oh man. Oh, a lot of classes' racials were changing too. Like I know, like the Tauren. So he was playing Tauren, and they have like a full charge kind of. It's like a charge, but it's like a different pass, like a different racial. Like I don't know, a bunch of things are changing.
Oh, Zap! You missed the rotation. I saw that. Yeah, I just.
Dude, I have 2 essays due tomorrow. I only finished half of both of them. I'm just gonna do it when I wake up.
I suspect that final raid tier will probably be out before the end of the.
Oh, it'd be pretty cool. They're just taking forever to come out with a new raid.
Zap! You stopped just to put the date up. Well, yeah, the 28th. That sounds about right.
The 28th?
They're they're on this.
More Zap.
They're on this 77-day spree.
Dances with Wolves, Donnie.
You guys have. You guys can buy me if you want.
Called Wolf Shield. The new shamanic shaman spell.
I like that shamanic.
Yeah.
Oh, you messed up, Zap.
It's okay, that's part of the spell. Sometimes we gotta stop and scratch.
100 o'clock noise. Yeah. That's epic.
No, it's not there.
These lives. Got him.
I feel like ET doesn't here.
Please. Nice. Yeah. I can invite you. We're in
Is it
Progressive.
locked, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'm a lock. So.
Oh, okay.
Is it a lock?
Well,
Didn't you remember me whipping your ass outside Stormwood?
I mean, I have alts. You know, everyone has alts.
Donnie don't need an alt. He's the best lock in the server.
Yeah, but you remember who whipped Razor's ass in 2000?
Nobody saw that. Donnie, you didn't see that, right?
Wait, is that still the note?
No.
It should be.
It's a quick way to get demoted right there. Talking about an officer like that.
Officer, nice and preschool officer, is nuts.
Love you too, bro.
Respect my thoughts,
Dude, stop moving. Let me see that next.
Incoming
You like this?
Where are you? That's tough. What is that? You see his weapon?
So I don't know this fight at all.
What is on your weapon?
It's weapon enchantment you get from Xerius.
Alright, so you just said you don't know this fight?
red.
No.
Focus on the deck, will you? I'm gonna go with
Got
that.
it.
I got a new Death Knight set.
Nice. Yeah, I just got
You play with your board.
It's all match.
So,
Dude, I was running Temple of Katamagu all day. Yesterday.
the Suffy. This fight is. It's pretty rough.
You got Deadly Boss on us if that helps.
Yeah, of course. So, we're focused heavily on just the mechanics of the fight right now. We're not really focused on dealing
I'm
with
back.
your DPS. We're just getting.
I am!
Break time's about to be over anyway. So, you're in here so you can see the boss. We have markers down. These are mainly for the tanks. It's real simple, but everything has to be followed to a T, pretty much. So, first and foremost, the fight will start off, and you'll notice that green pools are going to spawn underneath you, like a few different times. Real easy and quick to get a hang of. You just got to walk with them. Like, they'll keep spawning underneath you, but you just have to keep walking in a given direction or in a circle, however you want to do it, to stay alive.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's also, you'll see Touch of Sargeras appear, which are going to be three green pools around. Oh my god.
Grow up, man. Grow up. I'm sure you get to touch a Sargeras every night, but
We got a priest in here.
Oh man. So, Touch of Sargeras will be 3 green pools on the ground. I'm going to call everything out.
Yeah.
Odd call out, but I'll help you out for few pulls just so you get the hang of it.
I think I have the GTFO at me.
Yeah, booster see that now too.
Oh my god.
Repair mount coming through. Be ready.
Dude, I haven't talked to you in days. What do you think? This is pent up.
No.
So, there's going to be this thing called rupturing singularities. There's going to be this. You see that maiden standing out there?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, she's going to have this thing where essentially have to swap over to her. It's called cleansing protocol.
DPS until the shield's not into it, right?
Yep. DPS until the shield's down, and then we'll be good.
Gotcha.
Rupturing realities is essentially just this giant green wave coming out of the boss. We just gotta run away from him when he casts it. The farther we are away, the less damage it does. We probably want to go to Yeah,
It's kind of like normal.
Zap is always on the ball. You know that Ghost Wolf is? That badass right there? Yeah, him. Yeah, you get to about that point away from the boss, and you'll be good to go.
Who make me float? Make me float.
So it's like normal kind
Then I want to float.
Oh, so you've done the normal version?
of. Yeah.
Okay, so the main difference with heroic is the shadowy blades leave purple pulls on the ground that apply like a dot and a slowing debuff.
Mm.
And during the second phase, there's tornadoes. The second phase, when he knocks us down to the other platform that we have to avoid.
I'd like to know how you're still jumping with float on. Like, seriously, what kind of hack are you doing?
We we also have to be careful with where we position the boss when we go down because we can't drag him into the lava anymore. On normal, you can drag him into the lava, destroy so much of the platform. So we can't because of stacking damage he does to us. This essentially is just going to wipe us.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
I think it's
Tell
called.
me you're floating.
Yeah, pretty sure it's Seer, but
It'll be good. It'll do well. Yo, you still on that stupid chainsaw guy? Crazy.
Giuseppe, you look like Tinkerbell with armor.
Alright, I'm gonna do a ready check. Let's break this over to make sure everybody's back. We're only focusing on mechanics, so while I'm focusing on the big D on the DPS meters, yeah. So we get these mechanics stuff. Okay.
You don't notice it anyway.
Except for that piece of fucking beast.
Alright, go.
Great things, bro. On here.
Don't forget to thought.
I'm gonna push the talk so don't hear my voice guy.
Smash. Donnie, we know he's here.
Yeah, guys, we're out.
Put a red. Yeah, get away from each other. Do not get killed by these. I'm watching. Good job. Okay. Stand in these giant green pools that spawn.
We're gonna need one more person over here on the right, probably. There's only 3 of us over here. That's it. So if any of us go down, it's gonna be difficult.
Looks like we did alright with it. Okay. Get away from the
Gotcha,
ball.
Donnie.
Yes, thank you. Alright, so far so good.
Chaos coming in 5 seconds, I'll spread out.
Yep, everybody should be away from one another.
2, 1.
Do not get killed.
I was still stuck in a shell by pool.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were on the pylon. Stand in the green pools. Switch to the Maiden. We need that the shield gone ASAP. Get away from me if you're near me. Good job. Do not get killed. Get him up. Get away from the boss.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, no, we can. I know we split a stack there, so.
The melee, I had nowhere to run. I had to stay on the boss.
Get in the pools.
Everywhere. They were right all over me. Just ran to the top.
I don't know where our battle reses keep going, but
I know, it's like,
I want to point out that unless I call out a battle res,
don't use it.
I do not want anybody battle res, even if it's plainly obvious. I will say again, unless I call out a battle res, One does not go out.
Please, thank you.
Oh, what the hell? I gotta.
We spawned like right here.
Dude, spit on me one more time, bro.
It's like literally like a 4-second walk.
I know, right?
I can't make it.
See that?
Alright, pulling in.
Yeah, it's Giuseppe. Keep spitting on me, bro.
You guys know you can't run up those stairs.
Oh, he speaks.
We're gonna try and get as many pulls as we can and get my percentage if we can. Looks like the tanks were pretty on the ball with the moving of the Maiden too, so get everybody else on board. Can go a lot cleaner. Good. You guys are ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do not die to the green shit. I'm looking at one person in particular. Do not die to the green shit.
Ooh.
I don't want to say the name. They know who they are.
Who? It ain't me.
Stand in the green pools. More up front. Get in the green pools.
Saw that Giuseppe, that was late.
Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. Alright, do not die to green shit. That'll be the next thing coming out. Shadowy blades. Not die to green shit. Okay. Get in the pools.
I gotta have a talk.
It's on blue. We gotta get the Maiden over to blue ASAP. He's just absorbing it. Alright.
That's not good.
Thank you, boo.
That was green.
You muted that part, right? You said there was any diamond?
It's off Giuseppe's fault.
Stand in the lava, die.
Look at my phone right there.
Get it! Dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
I can take.
I mean, that's it.
That was actually a step back.
Dumb shit. I'm trying to get your
Somebody, who just said that? Who just said that? Who said that?
That sounds like Zap to me.
What was that?
The power.
That was planned.
We need the Maiden right one.
Idiot. That was funny. Oh man. Yeah, Giuseppe asked a dumb question, or made a dumb statement. Donnie answered, and then Plan added in with idiot. Perfect.
You don't need to wait for res. It's the 5-second walk back. You start walking your asses back.
I'm special, bro.
He's your ass. Look how fat he is. He doesn't.
What? It's messed up.
I understand, you know, if it takes you twice as long as your legs are. But,
Yeah.
neck row, you need to walk your ass back.
Alright, bro. I got you.
There's also big tentacles on his chin.
I thought you were calling Giuseppe's leg short. That almost made my day right there. He was like, I know your legs are half the distance. Short people need love too, bro. Short lives matter. Is that Giuseppe or is that?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Smash.
No,
Nobody goes already.
I was typing something dirty, but I figured out this.
Okay.
Homeland's always on security, baby. Let's go. Major threat.
Alright, let's get these mechanics down, guys. We need to do better than the last pool. I'll call out the pylons again. That was my bad. I should have called them out better. Do not die to green shit. Do not die to green shit.
Cookies after this.
Stand in the green poles. Somebody come over to the left one if you can. No, we're good. We're good. Just get in the green poles.
Taunted. Oh. I'm back. Okay, don't worry. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Just save your ass, Sarah. Get away from the boss if you haven't already. Everybody got away anyway. That's good. You don't have to call that out anymore. Do not die to green shit. Do not die to green shit.
Son of a bitch.
Shut
up. Shut up.
Get a battle res on the raised bar.
Shut up.
We need everybody.
God damn
What
it.
the fuck?
I don't want to hear it, dummy.
We got to be careful in the middle of the polls to not talk too much because I didn't want to like call out over everybody, but I needed to let everybody know to stand in the polls and they couldn't. So we got to be careful how much we're talking to.
I'm trying to get your attention.
Everybody up. Everybody walk back.
Everybody walk back.
Read this.
Well, I
Go
fell
close.
through a hole. I literally am falling into it.
Did you go back towards the elevator?
Yeah, the elevator's not
There's
there.
no way. I'm falling in the sky right now. Like I spawned with everybody else. I start running up the
Let's do this.
thing.
Let's open a portal and summon her real quick.
Please.
Hurry.
I'm going
Just to have a lot of that.
Nope, I'm done. That was really weird. Because I spawned right here and started running up the ramp. And then I literally just fell through here.
So during the actual polls, if we could keep the Discord here for call outs, I'd appreciate it. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but it is important that everybody hears what I'm saying. Thank you for understanding.
Gotcha.
Alright. Option voice.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody spread out if you're not. Do not die to green shit. Do not die to green shit. That was a pretty good green shit. Alright. Stand in the pools. Get in the pools. Everybody in the pools. I see people in the pools. Okay, good. Good job. Get away from the boss. Alright, pylons up at orange. Alright, get in the green pools. Switch to Maiden after the pools and get her shield down. Thank you for hero. Alright, do not die to green shit. Everybody should be back on boss. Okay, get in the poles. Need somebody over here on the left. Thank you. Sarah, good save. All right, keep it up. We're doing a really good job. Yeah. Switch the Maiden. Get her shield down. Do not die to the green.
Man, I'm running more than I can feel.
Oh,
Oh, that
Get
was
in the
fucking
green
close.
poles. 2 of them in the middle. Need people in them. Get in them.
Last one, Johnny.
Get off Maiden if you're still on there, please.
Yeah, we don't want Maiden dead. Pylon's going up with yellow. All right, don't die to green shit. Don't die to green shit. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. All right, get ready to stand in the green poles. Get everybody in the green poles. Everybody. Giuseppe, I saw that.
Wow, this is a great goal.
All right. Oh, what?
I don't believe you.
Almost out of the green shit. Everybody switch to Maiden. Get her shield down. Get the shield down, guys. Get the shield down.
Yeah, it's in the green pole in the back.
Get me up if you can.
All right. That felt significantly longer. We're not gonna. Oh. Yeah. No, that's okay. I usually call it. We can wipe it up. Stand in the lava.
The green stuff.
That was a really long thing.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Sarah, get in the green shit. All right. Now, our best so far was about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That was 4 minutes and 46 seconds. That was over double the time. That means we're doing a fantastic job. Good job, guys. Keep that up. Keep that up.
Okay, what was the first time?
Our best time was 2 minutes and about 42 seconds. That one was 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Mind you, some of that was spent downstairs, but it was still significantly better than what
That wasn't double at all.
better than what we've been doing.
I checked the map on that. Doesn't check out.
This is bullshit.
It is some bullshit.
Yeah, it is. OP. That's why. We already had this talk.
Check out.
It's not double at all.
Super OP.
Yeah, in terms of getting down to within, 20, 30 seconds, I guess not.
I don't actually care.
No, I don't. Hey, does anybody have anything to change talents?
Yeah, I got some.
Just Giuseppe needs one.
All right.
Yeah, I do.
Thanks.
Tax him up.
I'm gonna change my whole stacks since I can't make my stacks small. So just give them back when you're done.
No, yeah, Gummy. Yeah. Most definitely.
She's shitting on everything with that.
Actually,
What?
You
The problem.
alright.
Cheating on me? Zap? What's up, man?
Oh, man.
I'm just bored.
And if you get another pull like that, I'll let you guys focus on DPS. So I know Zach could probably be pulling another few hundred K. I know I could be pulling another few hundred K.
500.
We gotta do some mythic tents tomorrow. Yeah, really. Yeah. I'm game, Zap.
Oh, this is
What?
I'm gonna get that.
What? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Come on, mate.
I will not do it. I tell you, I will not do it. Nathaniel Blair, level 13. Actually, might not be too bad.
If you're a DPS, I'm not be too bad.
Who?
Huh?
Who, me?
What?
What did you just say to me?
he can't DPS.
Giuseppe. Against Victory versus Holmes.
Okay.
I heard what you said, Donnie.
You ready now, Gummy? Okay, yeah, you said yeah, I'm sorry.
Ignore me.
We can get more long pulls like that. We'll focus on actually killing the boss.
5,
Alright,
3,
do it.
2, 1.
Not die to green shit. Do not die to green shit. Tito, die to green shit, bro.
He just went and checked on Angel.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Alright, get in the green pulls, guys. Everybody in them. Not too bad. Stop. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. At least to that outer ring. Razor. Gotta get away. I say get away from the boss, bro.
I wasn't even close.
Take about 75% of your health and damage. Do not die to the green shit. Battle res on red, please, ASAP. And off the Maiden. In the pools, if you're not.
I was in that shit.
Same.
That was a
Look at
blow.
the far one. Look at the far one didn't get soaked. The one near orange. I think everybody focused off, but they went to the they didn't go to the right ones.
That's not good.
Because we almost the entire group was in them. I saw it, but there was one that did not get soaked almost at all. So just keep a good watchful eye out. Like we gotta have at least a few people in each one. Minus the tanks, that gives us something like 11 players to soak 3 of them. We only need roughly 3 people in one, so we got a couple extra. There's no excuse not to soak those 4.
Well, there was 3 in the right one, and we all died.
Well, I know me and Zap have duo soaked one and lived. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I think roughly it's 6.6 million.
Well, fine. It looks like 1 coffee and 2 malwares can't triple soak it.
You can 3 soak it easy. I know you can.
Well, dying on the last one tells me no.
The health wasn't in the world before the damage. Yeah.
I'm trying to get your attention.
Five,
Ready?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't die to green shit. Please don't die to green shit. Okay. You ready to soak those pools?
I am dropping a lot of frame.
Taunted.
Get away from the boss.
Four, three, two, one.
Do not die to green shit. Pile on, yeah, you guys already moved it. Soak those pools, guys.
Can you pull people to the left?
I came over, we're good. Switch to the Maiden. Get that shield off of her. That shield off. Good job. Switch back to the boss. Nobody hit Maiden. Everybody off Maiden.
Somebody left that arrow right on the lady.
Get him up. Battle res him. Get away from the boss. Pylon's coming up in orange. Get him over to. Pylon is up in orange. Thank you. Get in the pools. Everybody in the pools. Good job. Good soak. Good soak. Everybody switch to the Maiden. Do not die. Let's shield off of her. Everybody back on boss. Stop hitting Maiden. Everybody on boss. Alright, he's on green. Pylon on green. Pylon on green. Get away from boss. Pylon on green. Pylon on green. Sorry. It's okay.
DPS.
No, it wasn't the DPS. DPS didn't kill him. Everybody stand in lava. Everyone stand in lava. Thank you. Man, you guys are in lava and you're still not dying. Damn.
So if you get the arrow thing, don't run the Maiden. If you ever had it, about 3 people you were surrounded by.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with those shadowy blades. Whatever you do, at its very core, make sure you're not getting other players hit. First and foremost, you get those blades, you do not bring it to other players. Especially near Maiden. We gotta make it a rule to make Maiden the focal point of not hitting the blades. We will. Hopefully that's not the case, but keep it away from
He's trying to
other
make sure
players
everybody gets
first
the
and foremost.
mechanics down before we really
And we can
DPS the
debuff
boss.
can be a real bitch. So. I know, I saw it.
Trying to get your attention.
You know, these are regular
Uh,
oranges, or at least they
You have a
taste like
repair
it.
bot?
I know. I think I
No,
got
we
the wrong,
never do.
grabbed the wrong bag.
I
Yeah,
could
I
hurt
think
out
so.
though.
Huh? There's no seeds, so
Alright.
they're good that
Sam,
way, but they
Sarah.
don't taste.
Somebody parked out. We'll summon you
Had a
back to
couple
your
of them
repair mount. Everybody get ready to repair.
Cool.
Just let him go. Open the back door for him. He probably wants outside too, and to eat.
This way we don't have to like stagger repairs and waste time. I want to do at least a couple more pulls before the night's out. Everybody get ready to repair when Sam comes back for everybody.
I'm ready.
Alright, here we go. It's gonna be on me. Away from everybody else.
Everybody follow you.
I know everybody don't stand on top of me.
Loading.
Get the repair.
Where's that going?
Get the repair. Get the repair.
400 or Jesus Christ.
Alright.
Dumb shit. I'm trying to get your attention.
Alright, you can go ahead and hurt that. I'll summon you back.
Can we get some block drops? Yeah. Been
I've
dying.
been thinking about that. Sorry, I lied my mark. Apologize for that, guys. That's why we haven't killed this fucker.
No excuses, dog.
I've been the problem the whole time.
No excuses.
What? Okay, another moth is playing suicide with the
We'll
fan.
summon 4 back. Rao, did you go out too, or are you just far away from it? You just far away. Okay, good deal. Get 4 back in here.
Trash.
Alright, good deal. Alright, you get a few extra seconds on that. Back. Alright, do it, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Pylons on green. Pylons on green. Speaking of green, don't die to it. Alright, stand in the poles. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. Okay. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Beware.
Not die to green shit.
Last one on the right, Jenny.
Yep, yellow. Get in the
I
pools.
got it.
Everybody switch to Maiden. Get her shield down. Everyone back on boss. Spread out. Everybody spread out. Get away from one another. Okay, do not die to green shit. Get away from the boss. It's on the red. Pylon's on the red. All the way over here.
Yeah, I got baby. I got it.
I'm just like moving shit all around now.
Alright, get in the pools. Get in your pools. Everybody in pools. Middle one. Alright, not too bad. Beware. Alright. Alright, do not die to the green shit. Swap. Alright, swap your maiden. Get her down. Pop your cooldowns. Get the shield off. Shield off. Everybody back on the boss. Stop hitting. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. Everybody stay in the lava. If you haven't already.
Okay, so what's the problem here? Like, can you just like explain to us why we're pushing him too fast, and who's responsible for that?
So, essentially, there's a couple things that need to be done for us to progress farther into the fight. Things we're focusing on right now. So, it's all about the maiden, right? So, if the maiden gets brought over to the correct colors, the right amount of time, she absorbs the energy instead of us. If the boss absorbs too much energy, essentially she's going to drop, she's going to give her health to him, and then he's going to break the So
she's going to be moved into the right place, right?
Right. So the number one mechanic right now that we're focusing on for all the DPS is getting down, but the maiden needs to be moved quicker for us to progress farther into this fight. Luckily, right now, even if they work on the maiden quicker, if we don't have these mechanics down, it's not going to matter anyway. So as they progressively get better at moving the maiden, which they definitely have, which is why I'm talking so much about the fight lasting longer. It's entirely because they're getting better at the maiden swaps. Besides
no, I
that,
don't agree with that. I don't think that. I think there's a lot of other shit going on. So tell me, explain how that is, because we are kind of slowly moving over to stone a little slowly, but how's it affecting the fight? So I better understand how
it's
that
not.
has it.
Well, the last one, I went all into the beam and I tried to call it, but I couldn't. She was all the way across. So the beam, the more the beam hits the boss, the worse off we are.
Okay, so like hold on. So DPS wise, we have like only like 2-3 things to worry about. So number one, green shit spawns under us. Just kind of fucking run away. Don't get killed by it. Number two, he does a shit. Run away from him. Number three, green giant circle, stand in it, soak it. Number four, maiden shield, go DPS her. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the like blades, right? The blades, just make it hit. If it's on you, make it hit nobody. So basically, just go to the outside of it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I feel like we nailed that. Like we're getting pretty far into it. Like only if somebody falls asleep do they fail on this. So I feel like now we need to kind of pinpoint on why the hell are we breaking this floor too early every time.
Yeah. So the floor breaks the moment the boss gets too much energy, right? So
yeah.
Depending on what Maiden has left of her health bar, she gives it to the boss. She's got too much health left, we wipe. But the problem with killing the Maiden is that the boss is going to have higher health if we focus her down, right? So the idea is to prolong the first phase as long as we possibly can. 30% is just a benchmark.
I get all that, and we're not really killing the maiden too fast. Like this last attempt, I feel like DPS and healing probably did everything perfectly. Like nobody died or anything. It's just what I'm trying to say is why is the I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying why is the maiden not in the place she's supposed to be, and how can we fix that? I feel like that's the next piece of the puzzle.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right. So the Maiden just needs to get to the lanes quicker. But that's the point of us only focusing on mechanics, right? Like, regardless of whether, the Maiden gets the right spot, the second phase is going to be a DPS race anyway. Once the Maiden drops, we can focus on actually killing the boss. Right now, regardless of how well the Maiden is done, we don't focus on other mechanics, we wipe. During this time, the phases have water, which is what I've been focusing on. This entire raid, I have no interest in the boss dying this evening because I know it's going to be something. The Maiden's going to need to be moved quicker. There's
I
no
wish
doubt
you
about
could
it.
have come to this conclusion to have faster, because I would have been willing to listen to that. I try to move around as quick as I could, like Red said, we be on yellow, then red comes up, we have to go, not red, but the red beam over there. Yeah, so, just need to get them over there quicker, right? Yeah.
So,
We'll get it.
if you'll notice throughout the fight, like if I say green, and the Maiden doesn't move, and I say green again, Maiden doesn't move, and I say
You say a
green,
lot of things.
and the Maiden doesn't move, that should be plainly obvious that you need to move the Maiden to green. If that doesn't happen, then it is a problem, and it should be seen as a problem. Right? So, if I say green, the Maiden doesn't get moved to green, that's a problem. Me saying that it's green is the same thing as me saying that it's...
Okay, well, you're just, go on.
No, that's it. So the reason I was saying this is because you said I should have brought up that it was a problem sooner, but me calling it out over and over and over again is essentially doing just that.
It's really not. It's not the same as bringing up, like, say, after the fact. Here we are sitting here talking about it. It's not the same. But I hear you out, and like I said, the problem is we need to move the Maiden quicker. All right, we've said that. Let's move it quicker.
All right, let's move the Maiden quicker.
Yeah, DPS, don't forget all the stuff that we've been kind of learning over the past 4 or 5 wipes. Because I feel like the last attempt DPS was super solid in terms of mechanics. Or pretty solid. So you understood what I was saying?
Focus.
The paint.
Yes, that we can do that.
No.
This time you're gonna hear Zap call out all the DPS mechanics. I'm focused entirely on the techniques. As it's already past 12, this will be the last pull of the night, so we really need to do our... Let's see what we can give it, guys.
Five, 4, 3,
Maybe 5.
We're all.
So 10. Need someone to back left.
Swap.
Shadow Blaze, running to the corner, running to the back. Ron, please do not like the green shit.
Next one over. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's on blue. Yep.
Soak's coming. All three of them in mid. Please.
Sorry.
Protocol stop, maybe. Everybody's running out. Trying not to have them on six. Green shit. Please get off the Maiden if you're still on here. That's something. Alright, get back, Mac Range. Sorry.
Pylon's on orange.
Walking the orange.
Shadow Blades. One's the corner, one's the back. Soaps. Spread me tonight. Need more in that front.
Talking about.
Green shit. Chuck Maiden. Or
Get the tank up.
shit.
Pylon's up it.
Guys, you cannot relay DPS on the beam. That's where the tank's at. You can't drop that stuff. I was surrounded. I had no option. Relay tunnel all around. Can't do that.
It's supposed to be Maiden or it should be.
That's true. You could be like 5 yards away and still hit her. You don't need the beam. You ought to save that space right on him. The tank.
We have hot shield behind.
Alright, so that's it.
Yeah, that'll be it for tonight.
GG.
Still, we accomplished Maiden. We got her down pretty easy. That's some progression, so that was good. We got a long ways on this map.
We'll make it.
Why is
Just
not working?
all progression, right?
Like,
People have spent months on this boss. We've only been in here one night.
exactly.
Don't
I've
worry, discourage anybody, please. This fight's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, well.
Like I said, I think my first kill took 100 or so. Holy.
I expect we'll have to go at least an hour next week before we get them done.
Peace out, y'all.
Take it easy, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it was fun.
Alright guys, think I'm out of here too. I'm the worst one.
Alright, later.
Thanks for coming, dude.
No,
How we want to do.
thanks for having me, bro.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm just finishing my essays in the morning, and then I have school at 5. I should be out this one.
So come on before you go to school.
Make me food, dude.
I got you.
I did think those who did stop by and
Nuggets,
watch
French
us,
fries,
I'll see you
fruit roll-ups,
probably
Yeah,
tomorrow on the
Chef
Warrior
Rarity.
and Sunday
That's
for the next race. Thank you. See y'all later.
No, it's not.